So friends, believe me, this is going to be real a cool application. Let me start the server right now, and I'm going for python manage.py, and server started. Okay, great. Now what the application is going to do, it has just got only one text box, and in this one text box I can take multiple data. Just in between the data I will go for one single space, so that we can differentiate between one data with that of the other one. Let's take a data like 20, I give a space, 22, I give a space, 33, I give a space, 444, I give a space, and suppose 90. These are the data I have taken. Okay, so now if you see, I have taken multiple data, and I will be saving all this data. Remember these data so that I can go for search operation. So as I click on submit button, this data will be saved within where? Well, if I want to show you, I just have got only one application over here. You can see this is the project that is running. I don't have even any app over here. I just have got view.py. That's all I have got. And here's the template. This is the template which I have got. Nothing more than that I have got. Then how exactly I'm going to perform this operation? That's the beauty. Okay, remember this data. Let me click on this, and the data gets stored somewhere. So now I'm going to perform a search operation. If you remember, there was 444 was there. Yes, it's saying it's found. It is asking me, do you want to retain this data? Because I might go for repetitive search. So I'm saying yes, I want to. Great. If you remember, there was 22 probably. So let me click on this. Yes, 22 was there, right? It again keep the data. I don't think there was a value called 100, right? So let me click over here. Item not found. Great. It is asking me again to store it. 11 was there probably. Let me click on this. Yes, 11 not found. Oh, I don't think 11 was there. Okay, so what was there again? 33. Let's check 33. Okay, before that, let me say yes, I want to keep the data. 33 was there probably. Yes, I then found 33. So let's go for one last time. Suppose 500 was not there. I'm very sure about that. It says item not found. Okay, great. And now I don't want to keep this data anymore, because I want to go for a new set of data. So what will I do? I will click on the reset data, and once I do that, the entire thing has been removed. Yes, here what I'm using something called session. I'm using the concept session because, as you saw over here, I don't have anything called model over here. I don't have any model. So this particular program makes use of Django session to store the data persistently for individual user, because if this particular project is live in the cloud, each user can run it at its system, so they will be providing different data. So that data needs to be persistent to that particular user, and for that reason I have made use of Django session over here, so that it doesn't conflict with other user data, right? So this is the best way of storing the data at your end, and for that reason what I'm going to do, I'm going to for migration. I have done the migration, and once you do the migration, the Django will provide you a special table called Django session. You can make use of this particular table for storing the data, like as you can see over here, I'm making use of this particular thing. Got it? So this session, you can store it, and eventually you will be able to create such kind of cool application. Now let me give a new set of data. So this time I'm going with, suppose very simple, like 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space 5. For simplicity I'm giving it. Clicked. Yes, the data got stored. So you remember there was 22 previously, but this time 22 is not there. So if I click on this, it will say 22 is not found, but 2 is there, right? So I will come and I will say 2. Yes, 2 is found. Great. You remember I gave the value 3 but not 33. So if I go for 33, it will say item not found, but if I go for 3, it will say item found. Okay, great. So that means I can store the thing within Django session, and it is a very good way of storing it, because you can keep the data at your end. So when you are working on Django session, it is very confined to you, and this session will be, the session element will be lost when you are going for reset. Okay, so that you can provide a new set of data. So if I go and say I want to find 2, remember 2 I have already reset, so that will not be there. See, no list found. That means nothing is there. It's completely blank. Okay, isn't it a cool application where I have just got one text box, one button? I'm doing some amazing stuff using some inbuilt feature of Django, and that is called Django sessions. So make sure you please work on this and try out how to do that, because remember, in this particular project I don't have any app, neither any custom model which I have created. Just with the system defined table called Django session, I have been able to work out. So once you do this particular thing, you get to know how to insert data in Django, how to pop the data from Django, how to fetch the data from Django. So all this happening with this particular table, which is system defined, called Django session. And before I wrap up, one last thing I would like to tell you is that if you come to the settings.py, if you scroll up over here, session comes over here by default. See over here the session is there, so there from the Django session is working. Even that in the middleware you have a session over here. So session is an inbuilt feature of Django. That's the reason this is a cool stuff. You can work on it. Okay, that's all from this video presentation. See you soon. Bye bye.